Yo, what up? It's your guy Marc Papers back for another episode of Gelato Talk, hottest podcast on YouTube. You already know, brought to you live from Miami-Dade County. If you like this podcast, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Today's podcast is brought to you by me being fly as fuck. Hopefully I don't get in there for that curse shit, but it's all good. Today I want to talk about the art of precision. The art of doing things in such a way that they are precisely executed, right? Like, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, as they would say, right? But I believe that once you start doing things repeatedly, right, like over and over, like you continue to work on the same type of craft, right? Like, so you're a leather craftsman. You know, when you first start, you might work on things that are small, right? Like maybe some belts, you know, maybe some hats, I don't know. You know, that you might upgrade to full jeans and full body garments, right? After a while, the more you get into it, you're going to learn to be what is called more precise. So you gain the precision of knowing, okay, well, I know that when you make a belt and when you get to the buckle part, that you have to reverse the stitching and make sure that it fits, because it gets like a little cramped in that area, so you have to kind of get real tight. So right, you've done it so many times that you know the nuances of it, and that's where precision comes in. And I encourage any musician that wants to get better at their craft that you got to get in tune with being precise. You know what I'm saying? When you're on stage, when you're shooting your videos, when you're recording your songs, when you're writing your songs, any of these steps in the process, you need to know exactly what you're doing. You need to know the way you're going to approach it, the way you're going to go about finishing it, you know, how long you need to finish it. Everything that you do to put it together needs to be your process. So it's a two-part way, essentially. Right? First you have to build it, the structure of it, and then you have to work on that same structure over and over until you get it. But while you're doing it, you still have to tweak it, right? Because you're gonna learn, well, you probably write songs, I don't know how long, in the beginning. You know, when I first started, it used to take me a while to write songs. Not that it just, you know, I had to take a while for information to get to me, right? For inspiration, for things to hit me that I wanted to say, right? But, you know, a good friend of mine had say, hey, you know, what if one day you was in the studio with Dr. Dre, right? He's gonna tell you to write that verse in like 1 hour or 30 minutes. That's all you have. So it made me think like differently. Okay, well, I'm just gonna pretend every time I write a verse I'm with Dr. Dre, you know. So things like that can help you speed that up. But again, it's repetition that helps you be more precise in what you do and what you achieve. You know, you're not gonna be I think some people are good at things right away, and that's great. And they kind of skew the system, because I think we all know that person. We all know those people that they seem like they just popped out of nowhere with something and they're really good at it. Now, that's amazing. What I tend to find is sometimes you see someone like that, they tend not to go with the long term of it, right? Because they know that they're good. They feel that they're already good. They don't need to really work at it. And that's your mistake if you are someone that's naturally or have raw talent, right? Like, you need to be able to do it just as much as anyone else because you are good. So you, if anything, don't need to work on too much of your skill set, right? You already have that. What you need to do is just work on probably, your intangibles more than anything, right? Like the things people don't see. But like I said, go back. I want to say, like, for example, let's say that you shoot music videos, right? I feel like when you shoot your first few videos, it's not gonna be that good because unless again you must have swag just when you woke up, and some of us have that, right? So if you do your videos and you got to know how you're gonna move, like how you gonna say the words, like do you know the words to your songs, like do you know them word for word, right? Are you gonna say all of the words, right? Like what about the parts when you're not singing along? Like what are you gonna do? Like are you gonna dance? Are you do you do like, are you gonna throw up your set? Are you gonna put your arms to the side? Like I don't know. Like do you smoke? Like what persona do you have just in your music videos, right? Like you have to work on that shit. Like I said, I feel like it doesn't matter if you're someone that you feel like you're naturally talented, or you're someone that you're working towards being someone that's good. Which I think if you're on the second category is better, right? Because you believe that, not that you're not good, but you know that you could grow, which is just exactly what the fuck I'm saying. Like, I think a lot of people just expect to be good right away. And I'm telling you, like, no matter what you would, like, go after in life, you always can get better at that. Like there's things you will learn. It will change over time. Like it's just, why not pursue it more? Like what else do you have to do? Like I think people get caught up in the time. Like it only takes 4 years to get a degree, a basic degree, right? 2 years to get another degree. Some trades 8 months, 6 months, 7 months, 2 weeks to be a bartender. Like it don't take long to do this shit. But it take forever when you're just sitting there doing nothing. I've always done something. I always kept myself active in different aspects of my life and my career, my music. Even when I wasn't rhyming, like I took a lot of years off of doing music, but I still was living life, which I was writing my story in life. Like I was writing my chapters of what I was doing. Like I have more things I can put in my songs now. I have more experiences to pull from because I went out and I've lived and experienced, right? So everything that you do pulls from the same sources, but what you do with this information, or what you do with the information that you have, it's up to you, right? Like you can be the greatest general of all time, but you have to be a general to accept your destiny, right? Unless you're not gonna be a general. Like how would that work, right? Like you have to go do stuff. That's why The Secret is like the worst movie, because people think that you could just manifest anything. Yes, you can manifest once you put it in your plot, your mind, and then you have to go out and go achieve, go get it. You know what I'm saying? Me going through the trials and road path of this artistry, what it does is it leads me down to just figure out what works and what doesn't work, right? And then we take that information and we put it back into the management, put it back into top 5. We write it down. We look at the numbers, we look at analytics, we look at data, we look at everything, and we put it together and we say, okay, well, this makes sense. This literally works, right? This literally works. Like we saw it, we tested it, and it's not things that's already out there. Like, okay, like why am I testing things that I already know work? Like Spotify, and we already know how their system works. Like if I want to figure out how to calculate their monthly listeners, okay, I'll go do that. But I don't need to. I'll just accept their number and I'll use it in my numbers to see what it's doing, right? So if we look at more of like top 5 as entertainment is more of a technology company at this point rather than just a record label, right? Because we don't want to just have that. It's like there's a lot of different entities to it, and these days you have to have so much other lines of your business, right? I wouldn't recommend someone just doing one thing and trying to put that forward. You gotta have multiple lines of business just in case one crashes, just in case one doesn't go the way you want, right? You know what I'm saying? You kind of mitigate the risk by having other lines of business. It really helps you out doing that. You know what I'm saying? But back to the topic, just to kind of close that off. And again, if you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Scrum it. Let's scrum it. Like, scrum. Being precise. Precision is, if you're an engineer or a producer, you probably gonna take this in more than an artist, right? And we manage engineers and producers too, right? We'll show you how to get more clients. We'll show you how to structure your stores, your beats, make your music into instrumental albums. As an engineer, we'll show you how to, expand your sound, how to do more things for your clients, how to extract more business by, offering more services, things like that, right? But for artists, it's the same thing, right? Like, you can get precise with your lyrics. Like, I can write, yo, I'm at the bank getting money, bang. Or I could say, yo, the teller dropped a letter on my lap, she keep flirting, right? We both said we at the bank, but I didn't use the word bank, right? I didn't even mention that. It's how you paint the picture. That's where your skill set lies. That's where your differentiator is gonna be at, right? Like how you approach the game differently, but how well do you do it differently? Like, you gotta come different. They already saw those other moves. They're gonna block that. They're gonna stop that. All that stuff from coming. But if you come correct, you really could change the game. But you have to come correct and follow through and make sure it hits right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work on all parts of your game. You know what I'm saying? If you want, drop your email in a comment, or we could have a PDF of things you need to work on as an artist that will make you better, that will make you sound better, make you perform better. Like, what can you do as an artist to be more precise with your craft? Because at the end of the day, it's up to you to make yourself hot. It's up to you to make yourself skilled. It's up to you to make yourself likable. The 3 pillars of being a rapper or being an artist. But this is a rap channel, right? Like, you gotta know it's on you. You can't blame anyone else. Whether you're signed or not signed, doesn't matter. Whether you have money or don't have money, doesn't matter. I never let that be any excuse for me. What management I had, or how much resources I had, or how much time I had. I didn't give a fuck. Fuck all of that. You could figure it out. If you could figure out time to watch Netflix and go to the club and buy macaroni and cheese for $30 every weekend and chill with girls that barely like you, then I think you can find time to make your career and your craft better and improve upon your skill set, so that you are the type of person that you have a craft that's beyond your 9-to-5 job or wherever it is that you make money, because that can't be your life. It's just your job, right? That's why, as a content creator, this is the best economy, because now you can actually be yourself and earn money as being yourself. It's the most beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Let me know. I'll try to respond back. But I see guy Marc Papers. You already know. Gelato talk. You already know. Get you.